I'm going to fish around that deal and find out if they're up on the flats or you know, where the ambush point is. And that particular place, I'd run in there, and sure, I'd probably start at the point too, but I wouldn't die there. I wouldn't spend a lot of time. I'd just keep working around it. Yeah, I know how to trigger the strikes, and that's, you know, when it comes to fishing a crankbait and making the fish bite it, you know, I feel like I can do that, and I think that gives me an advantage. That's why a lot of times, you know, I can catch them when a lot of other people aren't catching them on crankbaits. You got to know how the fish want that bait. You got to know how to present it and how to retrieve it. And, you know, it's more than just chunking it out there and winding it in. I think a lot of you have saw that. Now, once you get a fish triggered, then it's pretty simple. All you got to do is throw it out there and wind it in.
David Fritz has become the crankbait king on the Bassmaster Tournament Trail. Now he's going to show you his cranking techniques that have never been revealed before.
Folks, there is a few little tricks that you can do with your rod and reel to make your crankbaits do different things. The thing you need to remember is, you know, whenever you cast and you're winding, you know, anytime you move your rod or anytime you change any type of variation in your retrieve, your bait is doing something different. It's not that steady, this number right here. And that's what that's what I strive on. I strive to maybe speed up and slow up, and sometimes I'll pause my bait or stop my bait. A lot of times, some of the big fish I caught in this tournament, I was actually made a cast, I was winding my bait, and I'd come up on a rock or something hard on the bottom, and I just raised my rod real slow. And you want to try to make your bait quit vibrating, and then usually just, you know, wind it real hard 2 or 3 times and make that bait take off. And a lot of times that triggers the strikes, and a lot of times just being persistent, changing every cast that you make till you figure out how to trigger that first bite. And, you know, I can't say enough how important your equipment is, and I know that if you're going to throw a crankbait, be sure to get you a good reel. Get you something with a 4:1 to a 4:5 ratio. You get those high ratio reels, you're actually burning the bait. A lot of times you will pull the bait away from the fish. You get a lot of fish with a back hook. You know, with a reel like this right here, this is a 4:3 to 1 ratio. And basically what it does, it allows me to wind at my pace. And that's everybody else's pace. And while I'm doing that, I'm not burning the bait. I'm not actually overwinding the fish. A good medium retrieve, just like this right here. Just a good steady retrieve, and vary. Don't hold your rod in one place. Don't wind the same all the time. Make your baits try to make it imagine that you're the bait. I know it's hard for you folks to imagine that, but imagine you're the bait and you're winding, and you don't want that bait to keep in rhythm. You want it to change, and that's what I try to do with the crankbait. All right, folks, now I told you and showed you how to do it, but the thing is, can you go out there and do it? You know, I've been doing this for years and years and years, and believe me, it takes a lot of time on the water. I mean, there's no substitute for spending time out there.
Florida's Chet Dothett is up the Oconee arm of Lake Sinclair, fishing shallow for spawning bass.
All right, today you guys are going to have to slow down. I'm going to go back down here in a little bit and hit them lower pockets again and throw rattle trap and flip down there and just see if they'll go. I just don't think they're going to chase a bait.
One of the up-and-coming young lions on the Bassmaster Tournament Trail is New Jersey's Pete Glusick. He's in 4th place, 3 pounds off the lead.
I have 2 patterns that I'm working with right now out here on Sinclair, and one of them's a shallow water pattern, and the other one's a relatively deep water pattern. My shallow water pattern really consists of cranking a shallow crankbait off main river points. There's a lot of current going over these points when the dam releases water and then goes through their pump back phase, and that's really pushing the shad up on these points, and I'm really catching them good on the crankbait at that time. The other pattern that I'm really working with is a deep water pattern, which I'm using a Carolina rig, and I'm fishing really on the southern part of the lake where there's a little bit clearer water, and the fish and the shad tend to be a little bit deeper there, and I'm catching them off the points on a Carolina rig, a centipede.
David Fritz can't hold the lead this second day. It's Florida pro Shaw Grigsby who jumps from 5th to the top with 14 pounds, 8 ounces.
It's a long time since I've been in the lead in the tournament, and it's awful special to be here.
So the stage is set for the final round of the Bassmaster Georgia Top 100. Shaw Grigsby leads Pete Glusick by half a pound. David Fritz is lurking just one good keeper behind. Final round action is next.
Some of my greatest accomplishments over the years have been through the b.a.s.s. tournament, and I've learned an awful lot through the pages of Bassmaster magazine. But you know, b.a.s.s. is a whole lot more than a great tournament organization and a great magazine. b.a.s.s. is over 600,000 members strong, and they've pioneered the program to return our tax dollars back to our fisheries to preserve the future for our junior fishermen. b.a.s.s. pioneered the catch and release program, which is so vital to our resource. b.a.s.s. is a fraternity that I'm very proud to be a member of, and you should be too. And there's no better time to join b.a.s.s. than right now. And with your $20 paid membership, you'll receive the winning secrets of the Bass Pros. Also, a pack of Berkeley Power Crawl, a spool of Berkeley Trilene XT line, and best of all, my new Vampire spinnerbait.
Join Bass and get your free tackle pack. Call 1-800-FISH-659.
So many fish. So little time. That's why Kmart and the Bass Anglers Sportsman Society have joined in an exclusive partnership to give you the know-how and the gear that can be the difference between fishing and catching fish. b.a.s.s. and Kmart. We're talking serious fishing here.
Last season, Shaw Grigsby joined the TNN Outdoors lineup with his own show, One More Cast, but he vanished from the leaderboard of the Bassmaster Tournament Trail. Demands of producing his own show took the edge off his competitive ability, but now Shaw's back on top.
You don't know how bad I needed this tournament, though. When I came in to weigh in yesterday, I was shaking as bad as the first time that I ever caught fish in a b.a.s.s. tournament. Because I had gone for a full year. I made one check in '96, and I'm used to making 6 or 7 or 8 in a year pretty regular. And one check really hurt my feelings, but I started that TV show, and my concentration, I haven't been able to concentrate and fish, and I really needed this tournament just mentally. Fortunately, I love fishing. What I'm doing is just really slow rolling a spinnerbait. It's a 3/8 ounce high performance spinnerbait, and I'm just crawling it through the grass. And usually once you hit the outside edge, and sometimes even 3 or 4, 5, 6 feet away from the edge of the grass, you'll get the hit. Slower the better, and the more catch you can make, the better. The water temperature during the day will creep up right close to 60. The fish are trying to pull in the spawn. Of course, you can't see them. You can't see 6 inches in the water. And you just have to make multiple casts, and fish real slow.
Shaw Grigsby is a sight fisherman, and this time of year, boy, he really comes alive. He loves to sight fish, but this muddy water obviously is making it totally out of the question. So what Shaw is doing is whenever he catches a small male bass off of the bank, he'll make a special mental note of exactly where that fish came from. The idea is then he'll be able to come back later thinking that a female will move up into that area, and he'll be able to catch bigger fish later in the day.
Just fishing what I consider to be where the fish should move up. We got a new moon tomorrow. They should be spawning. The water temperature's getting in the 60s. And so the males are building. Some of the fish I'm catching, you get them to bite, go back in there 20 minutes later and catch them. They're in the same place. So sometimes you have to fish 10 casts in the same place to catch them.
But don't count old Dave Fritz out either. Fritz caught another quick limit this morning and is hunting that bigger bass.
I don't want to fall in. Yeah.
Where'd that fish come from?
I told you the big one's going to start biting.
This Georgia Bassmaster Top 100 is going to be a shootout between Shaw Grigsby and David Fritz. Shaw comes to the scales first.
He needs 4 pounds and 12 ounces to reclaim the lead. And for humping Homer Humphreys and the weight, 9 pounds, 6 ounces. People, let's have a nice hand. All right, beautiful. Hold up to folks, he's in a real major league sweat because these bass are good bass, but they're not the big ones he needs. He needs a 5-pounder or so to go with these other 4. But this fish is going to be about 2 and maybe 2.8, 2.9. But they're good, solid keepers.
And David Fritz is the only angler who can knock Shaw out of the lead.
You got to have 11 pounds, 6 ounces to take the lead.
Yeah, I ain't got enough weight.
Weigh him. 8 pounds and 7 ounces, and that's what his weight is. That'll put him up in about second place, maybe third. All the best to you. Give me 5.
So Shaw Grigsby grabs his first b.a.s.s. tournament win in 3 years and takes home $46,000, including a fully rigged Ranger bass boat. David Fritz needed one more good bite, but finishes second and adds $25,000 to his Lake Sinclair winnings. Denny Brower in third barely missed the Millionaires Club, but with only $1,100 to go, you can bet it won't be long before Denny knocks down another bass fishing milestone. On the amateur side, Bill Florence of Opelika, Alabama takes home a new fully rigged Ranger with a respectable 3-day total of 21 pounds, 6 ounces. Now it's time for the Pros Pointer, the champion's winning tip. Brought to you by Wrangler Rugged Wear, geared for the outdoors.
The spinnerbait I use this whole week is a high-performance spinnerbait made by Lucky Strike. It has 2 neat features. One is a flat bottom here, which allows it to coast over logs and limbs and through grass, which is real special. If you happen to hit a limb, the deep pocket here on the hook actually kicks it out of the way so you don't get hung up. One of the things I do is put a trailer hook. In the springtime, sometimes they bite real slow, real lightly. Trailer hook has caught a lot of my fish, so you can add that to it. Springtime, multiple casts. Throw in one spot over and over and over. You don't know if there's a bed there or not. We had real muddy water conditions, but I made multiple casts, fished real thoroughly. Every few feet would be a cast, maybe every foot or 8 inches. Just keep making the cast repetitive and finally get the bite. Try that in the springtime. You'll catch a lot of fish.
Wrangler, the perfect jean for your 10-year-old son. And your 10-year-old husband. Wrangler, real comfortable jeans.
Pine Lake, 3 friends, 3 pair of Wrangler jeans. Everybody's comfortable, even the fish. Wrangler, real comfortable jeans.
I tell you what, I want to dedicate this kind of a neat deal. My dad passed away in November, and he would have been right here just smiling and hugging right away. But today on my TV show was the last fishing trip that Dad ever took, and I took him fishing with me, and it was a fun trip. Took my son and my dad, and it was on today's show, and it's kind of a special moment. So I dedicate this one to my dad.
Amen. Let's have a nice hand, folks. Thank you. All right.
Next week on the Bassmasters, we're headed to Lake Gadsden for the Alabama Top 100. Join us for all the exciting tournament trail action.
Now look at this little guy. Look at this. See this? That is a largemouth. Yes, that's because I'm the bass fisher. But that has got to be the littlest largemouth I have ever caught.
In Fisherman Television. Next, TNN Outdoors.
Okay, if you take 20 years and a lot of casting and you mix them together, you get the fishing expertise of Bill Dance. And we'll join Bill as he's pulling up trophy bass in Central Florida. But later tonight, bulls, buckles, and big money are up for grabs on the PBR Bud Light Cup circuit. But next, we'll join Al Linder and the staff at In Fisherman Television as they travel across the country looking for all kinds of fishing records. That's next on TNN.
In the 90s, people worry that there are no more true heroes. But one man still walks the straight and narrow. One man still acts in the name of justice. Justice. And the bad guys don't have a clue. Walker, Texas Ranger, weeknights at 8 on USA, the cure for the common show.
Walker, Texas Ranger on USA is brought to you locally in part by Grafton Dodge.
If you take 20 years and a lot of casting and you mix them together, you get the fishing expertise of Bill Dance. And we'll join Bill as he's pulling up trophy bass in Central Florida. But later tonight, bulls, buckles, and big money are up for grabs on the PBR Bud Light Cup circuit. But next, we'll join Al Linder and the staff at In Fisherman Television as they travel across the country looking for all kinds of fishing records. That's next on TNN.
This is TNN Outdoors.
Al, Ron, and Jim Linder present The In Fisherman, the most authoritative multi-species angling network in the world. Explosive topwater bassin to exciting forays for monster walleyes.
Size of that thing. Oh man, right at the ball, take your aim.
From catfish in America's mighty rivers to sunfish in pits and ponds.
Oh, big one.
The In Fisherman shows you how and where riding the cutting edge of angling. Welcome to the world of the In Fisherman.
Hi everyone, Al Linder here with In Fisherman. Hey, you know, whenever you get a bunch of fishermen together and somebody starts telling a fish story about a big fish, everybody's all ears. Fishermen love to hear fish stories, particularly about big fish. Don't you? You know, we're fortunate enough to live here in North America where we have an opportunity to experience the finest freshwater fishing in the world for a wide variety of different kinds of fish. On today's show, we're going to explore some of those opportunities.
On this week's show, the In Fisherman staff sets their sights on the big boys. Al Linder and Jeff Cernoff start off hunting record-book bass. We'll also examine the lakes and time frame for finding heavyweight crappies, while Dan Sura and Doug Stange will look at trophy fishing opportunities that are probably in your backyard.
Just smoking the line off this reel. Look at it.
The new Dodge wanted to take the sport utility concept to a higher level. Enter the new Durango. Its best-in-class power, cargo space, and seating for up to 8 raise the bar considerably. As to its strongest-in-class frame and its stable, longer, wider stance. Dodge Durango, a higher form of sport utility, from top to bottom. Durango, new ground for the new Dodge.
Trip of a lifetime.
Don't be the guy who forgets the Rappos.
This feature segment is brought to you by the new In-Fisherman Bass Guide, the world's foremost authority on bass. How do you put the odds in your favor to catch a trophy bass? Let's join Al Lindner and guest Jeff Cernoff with a formula to help you catch your trophy bass this season.
No, that's okay. I'll take you anyway. Okay, I got a question for you. What do you consider a big bass? Well, in my part of the world, up in the North Country and going into Canada, a 6-pound largemouth is big. You get in the central portions of the state, 8-pound plus are as big. You get down in the southern parts of the state, 10s and up are big. There's some things you can do to up your odds at catching trophy fish like this. And we're going to share some of them with you today in hopes that you can catch the fish of a lifetime.
You know, if you want to catch big bass, there's a couple of real key things. First, go to where big bass live. Not all lakes hold big bass. 2, fish for big bass in the seasons that big bass bite, typically cold water, spring and fall. And third, most important, is use gear that can haul big bass out of big cover. Big baits, heavy gear, more fish are lost by people using wimpy gear trying to catch big fish and catch them out of big cover.
You know, just because there's bass in a particular lake, it doesn't mean that they're going to all grow big. One way of telling what are some of the better big bass lakes in your area is check with some of your local sporting goods stores. Ones that produce consistently big fish will be reported in stores like this. There'll be pictures on the walls, things like that. From my experience, a lot of shallower, darker water lakes that have immense flats with a lot of cover, usually a 50-50 mix from deeper water, but good cover in the form of weeds or logs or wood or standing timber tend to produce good numbers of big bass. That's a good rule of thumb to follow. The other extreme of that is these crystal clear lakes like you see some of these big bass come out of Southern California as an example. Some of the natural lakes up north that are clear and very deep don't produce a lot of fish, but very big fish. Another fishery that would fall into that category is a lot of the pits scattered across the country, these deep, crystal clear pits that every once in a while produce a giant. So that's just to give you an idea of when you're trying to find a body of water, a couple of things to keep in mind. Ooh, nice one, nice one. Oh. Good fish. How about a double, Jeff? Yeah! A double. Flipping and dipping that cover, Bubba, huh? About a set, about an equal set.
Yeah, Siamese twins, identical. Mine's a little bigger, though, I think.
Ah!
The 90s have produced more state record largemouth bass than any previous decade. Some of the broken records were ancient, while others set in the early and mid-90s have fallen again. In many areas, bass fishing is better now than it was 10, 20, or 30 years ago. The credit goes to anglers and biologists who have cooperatively addressed an increase in bass fishing pressure with 1, voluntary catch and release, and 2, regulations limiting harvest. Today, fish are being selectively harvested and managed for numbers and size. And some waters are being managed solely as trophy fisheries. A new record bass seemed inevitable after Bob Krupe's 22.01-pound monster in California just missed George Perry's 22-pound 4-ounce world record. But since 1991, 18 pounds 9 ounces has been the largest bass caught. Has the window of opportunity for a record largemouth passed? Or, with plantings of Florida-strain bass into waters in Africa, Cuba, Mexico, and other places around the world, will the record bass come from outside the U.S.? What do you think?
Big one, big one, big one. Big one, Jeff. Boy, Jeff, she's big. Look at her. She's coming up again. One more in you? Woo! One more in you. Oh, come here. Oh, man, is she a giant? Oh, Look at this baby. Holy smokes. I'll tell you what, that's one of the biggest bass I've had in a long, long time. Hey, I hope we shared a few pointers with you that'll help you catch the biggest bass of your life this season.
If you would like to get a copy of InFisherman's new Bass Guide, call toll-free 1-888-6-IN-FISH. This one-of-a-kind publication highlights the newest innovations, presentation techniques, and equipment in bass angling today. Next on InFisherman, heavyweight crappies. We'll be right back. Mercury with electronic fuel injection. It's a wolf among sheep.
I hate days like this.
Yeah, me too.
Rain, lightning, thunder, no fishing.
So what kind of rod you gonna get?
I don't know. What are you gonna get? I don't know. They all look alike. I got mine.
Me too.
You betcha.
Introducing Rhino Glow Tip Rods from Zebco. Fish all day, fish all night.
You gotta know how to get out of here.
Introducing the new Minn Kota Maxim. The tough, all-powerful trolling motor that keeps you fishing and fishing and fishing. Minn Kota Maxim doesn't know the meaning of quit.
Bass bite and won't let go. Bass bite and won't let go. Bass bite and won't let go. Berkley Power Bait. You'll feel more bites, set more hooks, and catch more bass. Because when you fish Power Bait, fish bite and won't let go.
This segment brought to you by the Walleye Angler Catalog with 10,000 products for walleye fishing. Call 1-800-6-WALLEYE now for your free catalog.
Ah, the crappie. Undeniably one of North America's greatest sport fish. Known for their scrappiness, their willingness to bite, and schooling nature, you can see why they're favorites among anglers of all ages. What about big crappies? We're talking slabs. Let's join Al Lindner and InFisherman guest Eric Anderson with a perspective on jumbo crappie.
I'm glad we got out here early. We're avoiding the big crowds on a beautiful day like this. Oh, look at the size of that baby. Look at the size of this crappie. What the fuck? Oh, smokes. When you got to take a crappie, I like the crappies that I got to lip. Look at the size of that baby. I like them when you got to lip them. Just like you do a largemouth bass, huh? Now that, folks, is a giant crappie in anybody's book. Look at that fish. You know, there's lots of places in the country you can go to have great crappie fishing. But when it comes to catching numbers of fish in and around the 2-pound range, with an opportunity at a 3 or bigger, you really start culling water fast. Let's put her back, Eric.
What are some of the best crappie waters for both size and number? Reservoirs. Yes, many impoundments provide world-class crappie fishing on a year-round basis. Reservoirs are generally categorized into 6 different types, of which flatland and hillland seem to provide the magic ingredients for growing big crappies. These ingredients include stained water, shad forage, minimal water fluctuation, shallow cuts and coves containing brush, weeds, or timber, and moderately shallow main lake areas.
You know, when the word gets out the crappies are biting, people are out in droves. Crappies are great eating fish. They're a lot of fun to catch, and they're truly America's #1 sport fish. You know, most of the really big numbers of big crappies in this country come out of the majority of our good-sized reservoirs. Whoops. Watch that rod tip just bump. Let's see if she'll grab it again. Oh, look at that. A good one, too. A really good one. Most of them come out of our really good-sized reservoirs, and I'm convinced, oh, man. Oh, come here. And I'm convinced that the best time to really stack up on these big fish is that transition period when these fish come out of their wintering holes and make a migration in a staging area just before they go up to spawn.
Timing is the key for catching large fish of any species. Crappies throughout late fall and winter will be found heavily schooled deep along creek or river channels. Throughout early spring, these schools of fish begin to break up and move toward spawning areas, shallow, flat coves with cover like brush. Along the trail to the spawning sites, there is a zone of 20 to 35 feet of water in the back third of the cove where crappies will congregate again prior to moving shallow. This is a prime area to find mega schools of big crappie. Depending on the weather and water temperature, the fish may be on the bottom or suspended 5 to 15 feet below the surface. These schools of crappie are usually found by quickly zigzagging around the area with your electronics.
There's one. There's a good one. This feels like a good fish out. Yeah, this is those fish we've been looking for. Those beautiful trophy crappies.
Oh, yes. Ooh, I keep changing rods. You know what I did here? I went to a little orange jig head. Ooh, look at that one. Just changed the color a little bit. She's big enough to lift in. Oh, what? Oh, a double. Look at this. Look at this, Eric. A double. I'm going to leave this one sit here. You got to get your own. Look at that, baby. I just got to stand on that rod. Good one, huh?
Come here, baby.
There we go. Got her. Watch me pound this one. Ooh, Eric, this is a good fish. Good fish. Oh, yeah. Big one. One of the bigger ones. Oh, man. This one I don't want to lift in with 4-pound test line. You know that the crappies are good when you either have to lip them like bass. Lip them like bass or put a big net under them. Boy, those are good crappies by anybody's standards.
There are literally hundreds of great crappie lakes across the country. Here are just a few of the better choices regionally. Kerr Reservoir on the North Carolina-Virginia border. Santee Cooper in South Carolina. Lake Weiss, Alabama. Kentucky Lake on the Tennessee and Kentucky border. In Oklahoma, Lake Eufaula and Texoma. In Missouri, Truman Lake. Iowa, Lake Rathbun. Texas, Sam Rayburn and Toledo Bend. Arizona, Lake Roosevelt and San Carlos round out some top crappie picks.
You want to get a crappie like this? Go to the right lake at the right time, and you just might get the trophy of a life.
Coming up, Backyard Monsters. The In-Fisherman will be right back.
Immense fish.
Mustad presents Good Gaps and Bad Gaps. Memory Gap. Generation Gap. Fashion Gap. Wide Hook Gap. Megabyte bass hooks from Mustad have an extra wide gap for more hookups, plus a true needle point for fast penetration. Mustad Megabyte. You'll catch more beauties with a wide gap. Be sharp. Use Mustad.
Why are the world's best fishermen so successful?
Oh, got him.
They use the best equipment.
Golly, what a strike. Man, you like jerked the rod out of my hand. Whoa!
Oh, look at that. A good one, too. Look at that fish.
Whoa! Whoa! 50 inches of fish. Look at that. Whoa!
Nothing finds fish like a bottom-line fish finder.
Don't just break your line, they break your heart.
That's why more fishermen trust Trilene, America's strongest monofilament.
Lund, inspired by the legends, the tournaments, the industry's best. Professional fishermen like Al Lindner and Gary Roach spend more than 200 days a season fishing, and they know the needs of anglers. Their ideas are incorporated into the new 1900 Pro V LE and Pro V Mr. Walleye.
And we put them all together, and it turned out fantastic.
I can fish any kind of fish, anywhere I want, any way I want. And in my business, that's really important.
Lund, a tradition of quality.
Whoa. You got him? Way over here, yeah. Whoa. Charging over here. Look at him go. How big, Doug? How big? Oh, I don't know, Dan. Look at him take line, Dan. Wow. He hit me about 40 to 50 feet out and immediately smoked off 70 yards of line.
One of the real beauties of this kind of fishing is you can do it, obviously, from shore. We're sitting in a couple of chairs having a great time catching a little sun.
Absolutely. And the rigging is simple. The whole affair is very simple, and the fish are huge. Dan, get the cradle.
I've got her, Doug.
You're going to have to get it a little bit wet first, and watch out, those rocks are very slippery.
Oh, she's a fine fish, Doug.
Uh-huh.
Oh, beautiful carp. Look at this. There it is. You got him, Doug.
20 pounds.
At least.
Maybe 25.
It's a good thing I'm in good shape and real strong.
Dan, this fish is 25.
Oh, Doug, I should have the camera and get a picture for the magazine.
Here, we'll get the hook out. See how you put too much pressure on them and they'll tear that hook right out of there. That's a soft mouth.
Careful, Doug.
I'm going to lift this fish out. Look at the size of that fish. He may be 30.
What a beautiful fish.
Immense fish. And notice how clean, I mean, they're beautiful. Just one of the most beautiful fish you'd ever want to catch. Look at the width across the back.
What girth.
Oh, it's like a big submarine going off into the distance. Yeah.
Way to go. I was beginning to think those fish were smarter than we were.
I don't know. Well, that's the way it goes with carp a lot of times. I mean, we're not really in a feeding area, but it's a high travel area. And, we're on a point sticking out in the lake, and it's sand on both sides of us. And the fish are coming, and they're milling, and they're milling. And we baited this area a little bit with corn. This is probably pre-spawn, about 2 to 3 to 4 weeks out after ice out. And the fish first come into the shallow water, and they're moving around. They're not really interested probably in feeding, but so you've got to stop them and get them interested for just a little bit. And boy, I tell you, some of these fish are some real horses out here.
There's a number of different rigs you can use to catch these carp, but this is very, very simple. It's a dipsy sinker with a swivel mechanism, a little stop to keep it from sliding down onto the swivel, and about a foot of line with a small, what is that, Doug, about a number?
Oh, this is a number 8.
Number 8 hook.
Number 8 hook.
And you just simply, on this particular rig, you hook a crawler right through the middle, and then lob cast it so you don't tear the crawler off.
You notice that we actually do things what most fishermen would seem backwards. We're using monofilament main line, but the leader is actually a super line. It's like a Dacron. And the reason is that Dacron is softer than monofilament is, and the carp, they're not real visual conscious. They can see real well, but they're not going to be turned off by something that they can see line-wise.
Oh, feast your eyes on this. This is what the carp love. Wonderful kernels of corn. How long did you cook this, Doug?
Well, we started off with hard field corn, and you put it in a nice pot like this cover it with water, and then you boil it for about an hour to an hour and a half, or simmer it, let's say. You get it going, a rolling boil, and then you turn it down and you simmer the corn, and then you let it set overnight, and it's going to soften up, but it's not going to be so soft as the kind of corn that you would buy in the store that you're going to eat yourself. And the problem with that kind of corn is that when you put that out there, little fish will come by and eat it all. Most of the big fish waters, it seems to me, are very large bodies of water. And I think the thing that most people think about carp, they think that they're a fish that likes muddy water. Well, carp can do well almost anywhere. They're very adaptable. But the biggest fish typically are in big mesotrophic or medium fertile bodies of water, pretty clear bodies of water. And look at the size of the lake that we've got here. You know, it's almost 30,000 acres, or actually more than that. And that's what grows big fish. Holy cow, Dan,
there he is. Oh, is he smoking, Doug?
I've never seen a fish take off like that one, Dan.
bonefish rod. There he is, right up he rolled. Just smoking the line off this reel. Look at it.
No, that's like a saltwater fish.
You better have a good drag on your reel. Fortunately, these quantum energies do. Oh, is he going? Oh, this is great. This is absolutely great.
I mean, I've seen him take 75 yards line, but I mean, Dan's fish took 100 yards of line, a 10-pound line, just like that. And he's swimming all the way around the point here. This is a pretty good fish.
Yes.
Well, you've got him almost in now.
There he is. I don't think he's as big as yours, Doug.
Oh, yeah, he's big fish, Dan.
Not quite as big as yours, but still a very powerful fish. He doesn't like you, Doug.
No.
Come on in the net.
Keep him coming. You got him. We got him. There you go. Take your fish.
This is great.
Flow more you out.
Take a look at this thing. The common carp, a real trophy, and there's probably some living right in your backyard. Oh, what a gas.
What do these people have in common?
We all read In Fisherman.
In Fisherman readers know that by reading In Fisherman magazine, they're guaranteed to catch more and bigger fish, or they get their money back. We're so confident that you'll catch more and bigger fish by reading In Fisherman that we're going to send you an issue free. That's right, free. Call 1-800-287-7149 now, and you'll receive a free copy of the magazine that's guaranteed to teach you to catch more crappie, walleye, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, pike, and muskie. Look at that catfish. Call now on this special TV offer, and you'll also receive the Secret Systems book that explains the In Fisherman proven fish catching formula, an In Fisherman decal, and 6 more big issues for only $9.99. And if you decide not to subscribe, simply write cancel on the invoice that you receive with your free issue. Either way, the issue is yours to keep. Call 1-800-287-7149, and you can start catching fish like In Fisherman subscriber Brian Lindbergh.
Thanks, In Fisherman.
It's the most dangerous 8 seconds on television. Hang on. The PBR Bud Light Cup Tour. Tonight at 9 Eastern on TNN.
Hey, you know, we truly are living in some of the finest days the sport of freshwater fishing has ever seen for a lot of different kinds of fish. In Fisherman magazine, we have a segment called the Master Angler Contest. People love it. It truly has registered some of the biggest freshwater fish taken every year all over North America. You might want to pick up a copy and take a look at it. Hey, from our whole crew at In Fisherman, have a good, safe fishing season. We'll see you all in the water.
On next week's show, live bait tactics for walleye, jumbo panfish, and bass. We'll see you then.
Look at that. Giant fish.
If you would like to subscribe to In Fisherman magazine, call us at 1-800-FISH-410.
This is TNN Outdoors. You're watching TNN, the Nashville Network. ExperienceCountry.com, your personal source for all things country, from race cars to country stars, virtual tours to the great outdoors, classic to contemporary. Connect to TNN, CMT, and all things country. Country.com, your personal source for all things country.
Oh, Maria,
Elmo sure is excited about going for a ride.
Same here.
Elmo wants to sit in the front seat.
Elmo must sit in the back.
In the back? Kids always sit in the back, Elmo, with safety belts fastened. Look at Gabby.
And little kids that sit in special safety seats.
A special seat?
That's right, Elmo. You ready?
Yeah! Remember, kids sit in the back seat, and everyone buckles up.
Hi, I'm Mike Joins from the law firm of Joins McCarry. If you're trying to handle a Social Security, workman's compensation, or a personal injury case on your own, the monster of never-ending red tape can swallow you whole. At the law firm of Joins McCarry, we're available 24 hours a day. We offer free consultations, and we'll even come to you.
If you're call Joins McCarry.
Call Joins McCarry. We'll fight for you.
Now the sun is just starting to climb up over the treetops, and it's gonna be a beautiful day, that's plain to see. But I won't be around at all, so don't even bother to call, 'cause on a day like today, there's one place I gotta be. I'm gone fishing.
Bill Dance Outdoors. Sponsored by Walmart. Always low prices. Always Walmart. Always. Quantum Fishing Tackle. At Quantum, fishing is a contact sport. Procraft Boats. Anything worth doing is worth doing right. Mercury Outboards. Only Merc lets you set the water on fire. And by Strike King Lures.
Now I'm gone fishing with Bill Dance today.
Don't you get tired of messes like this? The Guide Elite Model 7238 from Polano features a top recess handle, top access compartment, and large areas for storing plenty of gear. Hey, it even includes a 3700 stowaway and a 3503 spinnerbait stowaway.
Now to hang on to the fish you hook, a quality line is really important. Strand Clear Blue, America's favorite for over 40 years, provides superior knot, shock, and tensile strength, plus high abrasion resistance.
Super tackle boxes, great line, always at Walmart.
You know, my dad always told me, anything worth doing is worth doing right. And that's why Procraft is the only bass boat for me. Underneath all that sparkle and shine is the heart and soul of a rig that's fit for a pro, like Bill Dance or Paul Elias. It's got the looks and features that everybody loves, and the strength and stability to blow anything else out of the water. No, I'm not just doing it. I'm doing it right in a Procraft.
Horizontal jigging, Excalibur style.
Suspending a crankbait, making bass bite.
Here's the lures that do it best.
My favorites are the suspending Excalibur Shad R's. Their live shad finish look real, and to structure depths of 8 feet, they're the best.
The suspending Excalibur fat-free shads are my choice. Depending upon the size, they let me fish deep structure to 17 feet.
Excalibur Shad R.
Excalibur fat-free shad.
The best tools of the suspending technique. Shad R.
Fat-free shad.
Suspending spot.
What?
Shad R.
Shut up.
It is a sport played out in some of the most magnificent arenas on Earth. Toledo Bend, Okeechobee, Table Rock. A sport played at a higher level, where you throw everything you've got at every fish on every cast. We do the same with the gear. At Quantum, fishing is a contact sport.
Biggin. Whoa. Yes. Uh-oh. Pliers. Always looking for my pliers. always looking for my pliers. Is that not a healthy fish? Okay. Goodbye. Many years ago, about 20 to be exact, a good friend of mine approached me at a tackle show and began telling me about all the fantastic bass fishing that he'd experienced on several different Florida lakes close to his home in Winter Haven. Well, after talking with him, my excitement level and fishing fever, boom, it went sky high. I knew this was one place that I had to try. Well, when I finally arrived that following spring, let me tell you, was I surprised in more ways than one. Looking at these lakes, my first thought was, am I on the moon? But as I drove along, I began to see different looking bodies of water, ranging in size from 2 to 200 acres and bigger. Some look more like a natural lake found in Wisconsin or Minnesota, while others look like a typical farm pond in Oklahoma, with water clarities ranging from crystal clear to a color that looked like a bowl of Campbell's split pea soup. Well, actually, what I was looking at is where I am today, a man-made hole called a phosphate lake, where mining companies mine phosphate. Now, phosphate, along with nitrogen and potassium, is a prime ingredient of fertilizer. And phosphate is also used in soap, toothpaste, washing powder, plus many other products that we use every day of our lives. So what makes these deep water holes in the ground, where only shallow lakes are normally found, so productive? Well, hang on, and I'll tell you right after I catch this fish. Oh, boy. Woo! Here it comes. Oh, shoot. Ooh. Good night. I don't know what he's doing. He's doing whatever he wants to. He's a good one, too. Oh, yeah. Double hook. Look at that. That's a good fish, too. Get my hands in it. Wow! Yes! There it comes. Right there. I want you to look at that bass. Is that not a dandy? Is that not a dandy? Ooh. Yes. These lakes have some pretty fish. See ya. Whew, what a great way to get things started. Let me tell you, what makes these lakes so productive is the fertility of the water, coupled with the irregular bottom contours and a combination of both deep and shallow water that has a perfect blend of vegetation and cover. Now, all of that is what makes a phosphate lake superior for bass and for bass fishermen. The modern mining companies, with respect for the environment, do some mighty great things for fishermen. Yet, they've received some bad press that mining operations always get in the initial stages while the mining is actually taking place. Typically, these lakes go through a life cycle, and this is what true reclamation is all about. In a lake of more advanced reclamation, you'll see it going back to nature and becoming more part of its surroundings than an ugly old hole in the ground. The state government passed the Mine Reclamation Act several years back, and it became law that mining companies had to restore the land they had used back to a useful purpose. Many have been given to the public where parks and recreational areas have been constructed and where super bass fishing now occurs that were once on private land. However, some of these lakes are privately owned or leased by sportsmen's clubs, but all offer some of the finest fishing to be found anywhere. So, as you can see, mining companies do some mighty good things. Hey, they built lakes and wetlands, and lots of them, where there were no lakes. I'm telling you, woo-wee, I am so glad I took my buddy's advice years ago and made a visit to this area of Central Florida.
Golly, going right in. Oh, he's a nice one.
Ooh. Oh, big fish.
Whoa, buddy. Oh, can't get you.
Yes. Yes, sirree. Oh, you liked that bait, didn't you? Look at that. Look at that big gut on that fish. I told you that's healthy. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, man. Won't be easy with you. This bait in this size, this is the 7 size. It also comes in a 6 size. This bait here on a long cast will run about 18 feet deep. The smaller version will run on a long cast a good 10 feet. But the real key to the bait is it suspends. It's got an extremely tight wiggle as a result of the thin sides. Heavy vibration, you stop it. Once it hits the bottom, you stop it, and then start it up again, stop it, start it up again. Just let it sit there. It'll run, and it'll just stop. And it looks it's so natural. It's unbelievable. Another feature to the bait, it's got kick-out points on both sides of the lip. Anytime it hits cover, it'll deflect off of that cover, and it makes it extremely weedless. But it's an excellent bait. It vertically dives on a long cast. Doesn't have a lot of wobble to it because of the thinner sides. Therefore, it creates a tight wiggle. But it's an excellent bait in the large size. But like I say, it's available in a smaller size for shallower depths. But I've had great success even with this big 7 size fishing it in shallow water.
Today's Conditions Log is brought to you by Fish Block, the innovative new fish feeding system that really attracts catfish, panfish, carp, baitfish, even trout.
With Strike King's new Fin Pals personal fish tagging system, you can now personally identify each fish you catch and release. Then when they're caught again, Strike King's computer tracking system will advise you of all the details.
Man, this is great. You'll receive information never before available about the fish you release, seasonal movements and growth. Plus, each fisherman receives this frameable certificate certifying their catch.
Pick up a Strike King Fin Pals tagging system today, complete with a free how-to video to get you started.
Mercury with electronic fuel injection. It's a wolf among sheep.
Like this.
Yeah, me too.
Rain, lightning, thunder, no fishing.
So what kind of rod you gonna get?
I don't know. What are you gonna get? I don't know. They all look alike. I got mine.
Me too.
You betcha.
Introducing Rhino Glow Tip Rods from Zebco. Fish all day, fish all night.
You better know how to get out of here.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bill Dance. Once again, Fisher Marine has built another fine line of products. These new fishers display bold new graphics and design with all the features you've come to expect at an exceptional value. Quality, maneuverability, comfort, and stability. And most of all, good looks. They're all built in to the finest aluminum fishing boat made. Fisher.
For a free Fisher brochure, call 1-800-226-FISHER.
Today's equipment log is sponsored by the B.a.s.s Video Collection. Informative and entertaining how-to videotapes to improve your fishing. Ask for them at your favorite dealers.
Coming up. Woo! Good one, too. Got me on my knees. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop. Come on back. Oh, I just barely got him hooked. He gonna throw it. I don't care if he does. Just let me touch him. Yes. Yes, sirree. Danny boy, that's a fish catching Jesse. That long old slank. All right, buddy. What are you gonna do? Oh, I'm going back home, he says. These lakes are literally full of bass, and what accounts for the extremely high numbers is where there's a tremendous amount of bait, you get a lot of bass and extremely fast growth. And it's not uncommon for two bass fishermen to catch 100 bass or more a day with, say, a fourth of them weighing in excess of 4 pounds. Whoa, wait, that's a heavy. Good gracious. Oh, buddy. Come on back. Come on back. Come on back up here. Oh, look at the size of that fish. Come on back around here, buddy. Come on back. Work with this long rod. All right, that's it. That's it. Open up your mouth. Let me show you something right here. Get that hook out. Look at that. See how healthy this fish is? Now, speaking of growth rate a minute ago, here's something that you might find interesting. It only takes 5 years for these waters to grow a 10-pounder, which is indeed a trophy-sized fish. Look at the growth on that, how healthy that fish looks. That's a growth rate of about 2 pounds per year, whereas on other Florida lakes, like Okeechobee, Toho, Kissimmee, even the St. Johns River, it takes 9 to 11 years. 9 to 11 years to produce a 10-pounder. The sheer numbers of this size fish in these lakes is absolutely staggering. Although my biggest was 13.5 pounds, I know of several other 15-pounders and one over 17 caught by another good friend of mine. The predator-prey relation here is unmatched to anywhere I've ever fished before. The forage base here is tremendous. It consists of threadfin shad, crawfish, and tilapia, all which rate high in protein. Talking with a Florida game warden several years ago, he told me something that was... There he is. Oh, here he comes. I'm going to tell you what that Florida game warden said in just a minute. Let me get Moby in. He just kind of quit on me. Whoa, Buster. Whoa, Buster. All right, now you got a mouthful of hooks. You hooked on the inside and around the... Oh. Easy. Easy. Feel that hook. Let me get that hook out right there. And then come around here to the corner of your mouth and get it. Eat your heart out, Parker. Isn't that nice? Yes. I'm going to tell you right now, Hank Parker caught that fish. He would probably mount it, and it would be in every newspaper within 500 miles of Denver, North Carolina. That's what a bass looks like, Hanky boy. Right there. What you gonna do, bud? I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna get back down there. What was I saying? Oh, I was talking about that Florida game warden. He told me a story several years ago about a fish population study that was conducted on several lakes. And over the entire acreage of the lake, 2 to 250 pounds of bass per acre were captured and released. There he is. Oh, yeah. Whoa, buddy. Nice fish, too. Come up here. Big, pretty thing. There you go. Yes. Isn't that nice? All right, buddy. Time to say bye. Thank you. Woo! Yes. I'll tell you, didn't I tell you this place was unbelievable? Like I said earlier, the phosphate mining industry does some mighty good things for the sportsmen of Florida and for the folks who journey to the Sunshine State. We hope you enjoyed our trip today, and you'll make plans to catch us again next week right here on TNN. Until then, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. You don't suppose there's another one out there, do you? Oh, yes. What can I say? Oh. Golly. Oh, me. We'll see you next time.
Stay tuned after these messages for Bill's Dancing Lesson of the Week. The Future Fisherman Foundation reminds you that spending quality time with your children is not something you can put off until tomorrow. Wetting a line with them often can play a big part in keeping them hooked on fishing, not drugs.
Hey, I've got a super cool remedy for days like this. Igloo's Legend 12 personal size ice chest from Walmart holds a dozen 12-ounce cans plus ice. For even extra cold, it has a can-contoured refillable freeze flask. Zebco's new ZS300 spinning combo is a cool way to hook these guys. Rear drag control, anti-reverse, tough gears, and a sensitive two-piece rod. Just $18.96, roll back from $19.96. Hey, cool fishermen always know where to shop. Where? Walmart, of course.
Hello? Been fishing with the Stren again, Jer?
Who is this?
Should have taken Deborah.
She was a fighter.
P.S. We took back Martin.
The fish are biting back. Stren, the most dependable fishing lines in the world.
50% of the bass I catch throughout the warm water season are caught on soft plastic baits. And fishing these rigs absolutely requires a good quality hook. Eagle Claw's new American-made Featherlight hooks improve my catches tremendously. They're the sharpest hooks in the world and feature a nickel Teflon finish for quicker penetration. Eagle Claw's exclusive half sizes and round bend wide gap provide more clearance for better hook sets, too. I make my living fishing, so I know the importance of good hooks. For me, that means Eagle Claw Featherlights. Hey, I'm here to clear up the confusion on the new dance contest. See, it's a Bill dance contest. Buy a stowaway battery, and you get a free catch and release camera. Send in your favorite outdoor picture, and the winner goes fishing with yours truly. The stowaway's got 850 cranking amps and get me where I want to go every time. You think I ought to tell these guys it's not that kind of a dance contest? Nah.
If you've ever tried to fish with a crankbait in a strong current, you know it's no piece of cake. So coming up on Fishing with Roland Martin, we'll learn how to reel them in with style. And if you don't already know, one of the most important elements of fishing is patience. And we're working on it at Lake Powell as we go for bass in the deep with Orlando Wilson. Next, get ready to kick up some dirt. It's bulls, buckles, and big money up for grabs on the PBR Bud Light Cup circuit. And it's only on one place, TNN.
Here's Bill's Dancing Lesson of the Week.
Most bass fishermen know how great a spinnerbait can be when bass become very selective in their feeding habits. I've seen many times when you have to downsize your offering to trigger a strike. When this happens, lures like this little 1/8 ounce Mini King is usually what I switch to. The option of being able to present a smaller bait that has the same appeal as a larger bait definitely has helped me catch more fish.
Dance Outdoors has been brought to you by Walmart. Always low prices, always Walmart, always. Eagle Claw laser sharp fish hooks. Stren, from original to new sensors, Stren makes the most dependable fishing lines in the world. Motor Guide, the world's most powerful trolling motors. Champion performance batteries. Excalibur, world-class lures. Hedden, top water excitement since 1894. And by Strike King Lures, designed and used by the pros. We'd also like to thank these other fine sponsors. Plano, Fisher Marine Boats, Eagle Electronics, Fish Block, Soundbite Lure Electronics, and Chevrolet Trucks, the official vehicles of Bill Dance Outdoors.
I know the car needs washing, the roof had a leak. My income tax was due last week, but I don't care 'cause I'm gone fishing today. Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.
Fishing.
There's water, Lord knows he'll be there. He's just like a gypsy, mighty hard to hold. Great American fisherman got fishing in his soul.
19 times b.a.s.s. National Champion, 9 times Angler of the Year. This is Fishing with Roland Martin. Fishing with Roland Martin is brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Kmart, a better way to save on top-quality name-brand sporting goods. Mercury Outboards, how serious are you? Minn Kota, Minn Kota doesn't know the meaning of quit. Legendary Mitchell Rods and Reels, we know the water. Normart, manufacturers of world-famous Rapala and Blue Fox fishing lures. Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time, so you can fish hard, run strong, and rest easy. Apelco by Raytheon Electronics, leaders in advanced fish finder, GPS, and marine radio technologies. By Spiderwire, the maximum fishing edge. And by AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
Folks, I'm in one of my favorite places in the whole wide world, on the Kissimmee Chain of Lakes. Right here in Mid-Lake area, we have Camp Lester on the left. That's a place where I've fished some 25 years, come in second and third place in several big b.a.s.s tournaments. We're here at the launch ramp. We're ready to pick up my guide, Don Brown. Don Brown guides here out of Camp Mack. There's two camps side by side. A great facility, a great place to come, and some great bass. So here's Don now. Hey, Don, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, Roland?
Hey, great. Well, boy, I see Camp Mack is alive and well.
Oh, yeah, man, it's super right now.
How's the fishing down here?
Oh, we've got some super flipping fish.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, now, we got the FLW tournament coming up in a couple of weeks, and you think you can help me out a little bit?
Sure, I know we can. No
this
problem.
man's caught a lot of big fish, and he's caught a lot of flipping, so that's what we're going to do today.
You better believe it.
So stay tuned. We're going to be on Lake Kissimmee in just a minute. Don and I are going to show you some real flipping technique. Stay tuned.
Thanks for the truck, Dad.
What'd you do?
Not much.
Where'd you go?
Kurtz?
You still talking about moving that old barn?
No.
The best long-term quality of any full-size pickup belongs to Chevy.
Had a scratch?
Nope.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
This Minn Kota trolling motor has 36 pounds of thrust. This motor guide claims 43 pounds. And this is amazing, because within minutes, the Minn Kota is leaving the motor guide behind.
Minn Kota is made to run stronger, longer. Up to 27% longer than motor guide.
Dead in the water, huh? Hey, I'll tow you in.
Stronger, longer. Minn Kota doesn't know the meaning of quit.
He may want to throw that motor guide back.
Fishermen want just one thing, to catch more fish. Introducing the new precision spinning reels from Mitchell. Our quick-release spool system is unlike any other, and the revolutionary tangle-free line control virtually eliminates line loops. Fish after fish after fish. In fact, the new Precision Series reels are so good, the fish will probably quit before you do. The new Precision Series reels from Mitchell.
Hello, fishermen. Today's subject is deadly spiders. This is spider wire fusion. Up to 2 times stronger than mono, it's lethal for open water fishing. And this is spider wire braid. 5 times stronger than mono for your really extreme structure.
My, aren't we restless?
That's one highly aggressive spider.
Spider wire, the maximum fishing edge.
After a lifetime of carving fishing lures in Finland, Risto Rapala came to America to introduce his new balsa wood lure.
Hey, give me your money.
You won't believe what this man can do with a knife. The new Risto Rap, developed by Risto Rapala.
Well, Don, here we are in the middle of the wintertime, and a really cold, nasty, cold, windy day, and you say we're going to catch a lot of fish in this kind of deal.
Yep, they'll pull in all these little mats in here where it's bunched up real tight, real thick. These fish will pull in under all this in all these frontal conditions.
Well, the water's about 4 or 5 feet deep here. Let me show you how deep it is. It's this deep. It's about 5 feet deep, and that's probably a good depth for this heavy cover. And you notice there's a lot of open water out there, but you're deciding that this heavy matted up stuff is what we need to do.
This is exactly what they're going to move to.
Well, the water temperature's about in the 60s. It's the middle of the winter time, and here we are in the mid part of the Lake Kissimmee, one of Don's secret spots. And Don, you were telling me that you caught some 20-something pounds of fish out of this area just last week.
Yeah, we did.
Well, now, what's a good-sized fish that you normally catch here?
We were catching 3.5 to 4.5 pound fish.
But then you get like one kicker a day or two.
Yeah, you try to get a limit of those 3 to 4 pounders, and then try to pull out one good kicker, 5 or 6 pounder.
I noticed we pulled in and we're just jigging a whole lot around the boat. Like, you're making some noise coming in, maybe scaring the fish, but then you really kind of settle down and spend, what, 5 minutes at a time in a spot like this? We haven't had a strike yet. I noticed, Don, you're throwing in and just kind of holding the line with your left hand and just, as soon as you get a strike, you just drop it?
Let go of the line and I set up on it right away.
Okay.
What I like to do when I'm using a heavier weight like this to work these mats, I'll let it hit, and once it penetrates the mat, then I'll feather the bait down so that it just, if there's any suspended fish, right.
So they're not necessarily on the bottom.
Exactly. A lot of times these fish will pull up within a foot or so of the top of these mats. When you try to flop through them too hard, you'll zip by them too fast, and you'll miss a lot of fish.
I'm going to pull forward just a little bit. I haven't had a strike yet.
There he is.
Got one down?
Oh, yeah, my God. Let's see if we can get him out of here. Oh, yeah, good fish. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's not a bad fish. You just power him right out.
Oh, man.
Spider wire.
Oh. There we go.
Well, now, that's a pretty good size one, but you're talking about bigger fish than that.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully this is going to be one of our smaller fish today.
Now, you often find more than one fish in a spot, huh?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes we might be able to get 3 or 4 good fish out of here.
How'd he hit?
Real mush mouth, real soft.
Real soft?
Yep, I just felt him pull off.
I might have had a strike that I didn't know about. Of course, I do a lot of this kind of stuff here on Okeechobee. This is very similar to what we do down there. Now, we're using crawl worms today, but sometimes I've used jigs and done pretty well.
Yeah, we do too. A lot of the, what we call buggy whip patches and stuff, we'll fish jigs or a big cattail head or something like that. Bulrush.
Now, you were also mentioning that as we motor along from spot to spot, we might even try some spinnerbaits and crankbaits and jerkbaits. And if it were a calmer day, we'd even try topwater.
Right. We'll try to work these pocket lines and these edges anywhere there's a hole around these things. A lot of times these fish will lay on these corners and stuff of all these little pockets.
So I'm going to ease ahead then. We're not going to get any more right here. Try to have a real powerful trolling motor that'll pull in this wind. 74 pounds of thrust to go right through this stuff. And, of course, I have my weedless wedge propeller on here.
Exactly.
And look at it cutting through these lilies, man. This thing will go. I'm just going to kind of drift a little bit now. Try to ease down through here.
It takes a big, powerful trolling motor to get through all this trash when you really got to work it like this.
Don, I noticed we're using 3/4 ounce. I've sometimes, on some occasions, used as much as a 1 ounce weight.
Right. We get into the heavier mats where it's a lot thicker. You'll have to go down to a 1 ounce weight just so you can break the top of the mat.
Yeah. But the 3/4 is doing it in here. It's a little bit open, not too thick. There's plenty of holes. Now, Don, when they talk about Lake Kissimmee, they're really talking about more than just Lake Kissimmee. There's really 4 or 5 lakes on this chain. But I noticed you like this main lake, the big Lake Kissimmee, probably the best.
Out of all of them, I love fishing this lake here.
Bigger fish.
It's got bigger fish. To me, it does. It's got a lot better cover, a lot more type of structure that we like to fish. Here he is. All right. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, look out. Yeah, it's...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at this fish.
Oh, I like that. That's a good one. That's 4 or 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's what it's all about.
Oh, yeah.
Don. Oh, son.
Yeah.
You told me we'd catch some good fish. I haven't had a strike. What is the deal?
Well, for starters, I like to strip my weights.
What do you mean strip your weight?
I like to take all the paint off the weights just like this and make those weights shine a lot more. I think a lot of times it has a lot to do with the reaction of the strike.
So I can just take a penknife and scrape that?
Just scrape the
5-pound bass.
Good 5-pounder.
I'm just going to take and strip my weight right off.
Yep. Shine it up so they can see that flash when that bait goes through that clump.
Okay. That's something. All the paint.
Yep. I like to strip mine all the way down, and then periodically through while I'm fishing, I'll take and scrape it and shine it up some more.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to release this big fish here, let him go. He's ready.
Try to get another. Boy, that's going to be a good size fish for the tournament this
Oh, yeah, I hope so.
You know, we have a $100,000 tournament here, folks. A big FLW tournament coming up. And Don, he's guiding on the lake, but he's been gracious enough to help me out on this tournament. Hopefully I can catch enough fish to win $100,000.
We're sure going to try.
This is TNN Outdoors.
Synthetic motor oil. Even at 475 degrees, nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
You're not after second best, and all you're gonna follow are the fish. Welcome to the tournament-level performance of the Ranger Sports Series. Cocked, loaded, and priced to move. Once you pull the trigger, the cap you wear won't be the only thing blown away.
If you're going for trophy fish, Kmart's the first place to stop. Kmart's got your reel, highly tuned bait, cast, and spinning reels. Kmart's got your rod, the length and the action you're looking for. Famous name brands at Kmart low prices all the time. And now Kmart is the Bass Angler Sportsman Society headquarters for all your fishing needs. Kmart, we're talking serious fishing here. Here's a great reel at a Kmart low price. The rugged Mitchell 300 spinning reel is only $22.99.
Experience Country.com, your personal source for all things country. From race cars to country stars, virtual tours to the great outdoors, classic to contemporary. Country.com is your link to music bits, video clips, a program guide, and a wild ride. Connect to TNN, CMT, and all things country. Country.com, your personal source for all things country.
You know what we noticed at Lake Okeechobee, which is similar to this, is that, I'll put this hood down so I can talk to you, is that you need that horizontal cover that's not too deep. You know, in other words, the roots that hang down about 2 feet. These hyacinths, for example, if I can show you one, have a root system about 1 foot or so long. And those hyacinths, if you can visualize, you know, that's, what, 18 inches?
Yep.
Okay, some of this other stuff hangs down about that. So you got to get down about 2 feet before you get to where the fish are, because they're going to be at the very bottom of
They'll suspend a lot of times right under the bottom of that type of cover.
The water's 5 feet deep here, so they're not necessarily on the bottom. In fact, what do you think of the bottom? Do you need a hard sand bottom or a mud bottom, or does it make any difference?
A lot of times it doesn't matter. It's location of what these mats blow into or the areas that they're on. You know, it's not so much the bottom structure itself.
Oh, strike. I got to strike. I got to strike. I got to strike.
All right. Here we go.
I can't get him
this
out.
Fish out of here.
Oh,
all
man.
right. Oh, what a fish.
I got him now.
What a fish.
Son.
What a fish. One more time.
I can't lift him up.
He's too big to jerk in the boat.
Too heavy to lift up. Oh, that's
God,
a good big
rolling.
bass.
What a fish.
Son.
What a fish.
Right. Hey, that's
Look at
a
that.
tournament-sized fish. If I can catch 4 or 5 pounders
man.
in this upcoming tournament, that is the deal. Flipping the heavy mats on Lake Kissimmee.
See, that's what I was saying about that little trick with that weight.
Well, you know, that's the first strike I've had. And it's with a shiny weight. I tell you, well, let me have another worm. Do you have another crawl worm that I can use? I'm going to show how I rig it up. Now, this is really a heavy hook, by the way. That's a really powerful hook. And we're using that screw-in type of weight, and I'm just coming through Texas rig. Now, there's a little trick, I think, in doing this. I like to add a little bit of distance. I like to come down the worm a little teeny bit farther for the simple reason that I don't want that hook weight spring against the top of the hook. So in other words, when I put it through there, I got it like this, and I screw it down. When I screw that down, what I want to end up with is I want to end up with a little bit of distance. I don't want to have it snug against the hook so that it's a little bit of stretch in there. It seems like I get more hookups with it like that. So I don't have it just, I have it a little bit deeper, the hook's a little bit farther down than with the regular weight. Okay, and I'll make sure that that's very good. With 50-pound spider wire, it's going to come through, the hook's going to come through just fine. Okay. That was fine. Good.
Real nice fish. Let's see if there's any more on the other side of this. You know, some days you get out here like this and you may have to work 10 or 12 of these different mats like this to even find a fish. And then all of a sudden it's just like this lake's full of them. He can't do nothing wrong.
How about those areas down there?
It's real good isolated type cover. We might be able to key in on something a little better. I like looking, a lot of times I like looking for a lot smaller type of cover on, especially a day like this. We get lucky every now and then and catch some real quality fish under a bigger mat, but most of the time we do a lot better fishing a smaller mats.
Smaller mat.
Right.
Do you call this a big mat?
Yeah, this is a large mat.
Big
yeah.
mat. Now, I got to try the old spinnerbait now. The one thing that has been paying off a little bit.
You got some super areas right here.
Spinnerbait fish, so I'm just going to ease down through here to the next mat. There's a mat coming up.
Right.
Work that spinnerbait. And there's plenty of hydrilla under the water that you can't see. Again, I have some heavy line. This is really heavy stuff. Caught some big fish on this spinnerbait. Now, this is that big number 5 big bass spinnerbait.
Them big blades make a big difference.
Yep. You know, I designed this bait years ago for this chain of lakes right here. This is where I came up with the idea of that number 5 willow leaf. So this is definitely the lure of choice.
Good.
There's one, Doc.
All right. There's a good spinnerbait fish.
I got it.
Super fish. Come on, get him up. Get him up.
Yeah, look at that. That's a good
super fish.
Come on, boy. Come on. Yeah,
there we
right out
go.
in that open pocket.
Right.
Nice, right out in that open pocket. Boy, he's cracked that spinnerbait. Perfect. Come on, boy. Yes, sir.
Get that fish around. Pretty good fish. Real pretty fish.
Come on. Yes, sir. That's a nice little 3-pounder.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we need. That's a good little fish.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Pull the trash with him, too.
Yeah. That's a nice little bass.
That spider wire.
What I'm doing here, this is a number 5 silver blade, and this is that new spinnerbait that I really like. It has what we call the R-bend, and it's kind of like the big bass model that you have on. You have a different type spinnerbait. This is the half-ounce model. It throws a long ways. It's the perfect combination for this. I think any color will work. I like the chartreuse and the white's the best, and that's pretty much what you like. I know that.
Yep.
Well, that was out there.
Try that spot again.
I'll just run it slow. There's a bunch of hydrilla out there, Don.
Yeah, you find areas where it troughs up like this around these edges, and then you'll have big clumps and big pods, and these fish will lay right between those little areas. Super ambush areas.
There he is.
All right, there's a good fish. Good fish.
Right back in there. He hit it once, and he's got it again. He's a big fish.
Ooh, look out. He's going in the trash. See if we can hoss him through there. All right. There we go.
Good fish. Nice big old fish.
Boy, I mean, he's powerful.
Son.
Look at that fish run. Look at him run.
Didn't it?
Yeah, he did.
Huh?
Man, he is gone. Oh, that's easy 5.
Yeah, that's a nice big bass. Oh,
beautiful fish.
I don't know if I can lift him up or not.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to just
see if you can get down there and get to that fish.
I'm so used to flipping them up with my hand. That's a nice turtle fish.
Yeah.
Son, I love it.
Quality.
Well, that spinnerbait's paying off. There's some quality fish here.
We have really got lucky.
This is a winning area, it sounds like to me, Don.
Yep.
Folks, this is the deal for Lake Kissimmee.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful fish. You know, he hit it that first time.
That was actual fish.
I know.
Was
the same fish.
I know it. He just blowed it.
I was just running it slow.
I seen that fish come up. There he is. All right. Yeah, look here.
How big is he?
Oh, it's good fish.
Huh?
Real good fish. He's gone.
Oh, yes. All right. I like that. That's a big old 3 or 4 pounder. Yes, sir, Don.
Oh, yeah, look at this
Yes,
fish.
sir. Okay.
All
Good
right.
fish. Nice big fat bass. Fat bass. They're hitting this spinnerbait. Don, I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, these are healthy fish. I'm telling you.
Oh, look at this fish. I mean,
5-pound fish.
they're so healthy. They're just
full of fish.
Oh, super.
How'd he hit? Just slow?
I felt just a little tick. I thought it was grass, and all of a sudden that sucker just nailed it. I mean, he really hammered it.
This is TNN Outdoors.
Somewhere, some poor slob's punching a time clock. He don't know what he's missing.
Get up, son. We gotta go.
Meet Dan Wolf, champion bull rider. This is what he does. This is what he drives. Pretty nice life. Chevy S10, like a rock. Mercury with electronic fuel injection. It's a wolf among sheep. So many fish. So little time. That's why Kmart and the Bass Anglers Sportsman Society have joined in an exclusive partnership to give you the know-how and the gear that can be the difference between fishing and catching fish. B.a.s.s. and Kmart. We're talking serious fishing here.
If you haven't seen Motor Madness lately, you've missed a lot.
Hey, watch out! Oh! Hey, look at that! Oh! This is madness at its best. Madness! This ain't over yet! I like it!
The madness continues with the Monster Truck Challenge 3 next Friday night at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on TNN Motor Madness, the show where anything can happen.
We've got great destinations, helpful fishing tips, and expert advice.
Catch Fishing with Orlando Wilson tonight on TNN Outdoors.
I want to go in. I want to go in, but we're catching so many good fish.
I know.
I just soon just suffer. I'm cold and miserable and wet. I don't want to leave. I'm just soaked.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. I'll tell you what. They don't bite like
I
this
know.
that often. They don't bite like this that often. And not only that, but there's some bigger fish. We've caught some gorgeous big bass, but I'm telling you, there's bigger fish yet.
There's some super mats right up here in front of us. I think we'll be able to get a couple quality fish off of it, too.
What's a quality fish to use, 7 or 8 pounds?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay. Yeah. Boy, we could have hit about a 25-pound string today.
Easy.
That's a lot of weight. I think tournaments. I got that big tournament coming up in a couple weeks, and I'm thinking, there he is.
Oh, God, look at this. Look. Oh, man, this is a monster bass rolling. This is a monster bass.
Look at that big one.
This is a monster bass.
You got a big fish on. Man, what are you talking about? Whoa, boy, look at that big one. Don, that's a monster bass.
He is super. If I can ever get him turned, there he comes, here he comes.
That is huge. That's a huge fish. That's a huge fish. That's a huge fish.
You might give me a hand with this fish here. We don't want it. We need one big fish. All right.
That's what it's all about.
That is a monster bass.
How big is it? Here, hold it.
It's 8 pounds.
Huh?
I think it's 8 pounds.
That's a huge fish. Let's see how big that one is, boys. Okay. for this. Okay. He's 8 pounds and 8, 3, 8, 8.2, 8.3. Ah, day, what a big fish.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Don, we've had a heck of a day. You put us on some big fish. That is some kind of a fish.
Oh, Lord.
Folks, I'm going to have to get out of here. I'm getting wet and cold. We've accomplished what we had to accomplish today. We showed you how these mats will pay off. We showed you how the proper area with the spinnerbait approach will really catch some fish. And, Don, that fish deserves to be released to be caught again next week.
Yeah.
In the big tournament. So go ahead and let him go. That's a beautiful fish.
All right.
And I will see you again next week, folks, because I am going to run out of here, get back to Camp Mac, settle down to a hot cup of coffee, and we'll talk some fish stories and tell these boys. We'll lie. Let's tell them we didn't catch anything.
Yeah, we didn't do
this. This is too good a deal. I can hardly wait. We'll see you again next week.
Fishing with Roland Martin has been brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Kmart, a better way to save on top-quality name-brand sporting goods. Mercury Outboards, how serious are you? Minn Kota, Minn Kota doesn't know the meaning of quit. Legendary Mitchell Rods and Reels, we know the water. Normark, manufacturers of world-famous Rapala and Blue Fox fishing lures. Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time, so you can fish hard, run strong, and rest easy. Abelco by Raytheon Electronics, leaders in advanced fish finder, GPS, and marine radio technologies. By Spider Wire, the maximum fishing edge. And by AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
Fishing with Orlando Wilson, next on TNN Outdoors.
You love TNN for our great live NASCAR, but we have so much more to give you. We're holding on for 8 seconds on Championship Rodeo and catching keepers on Fishing with Orlando Wilson. The sprint cars are spinning out, and Roland Martin is reeling them in. Monster trucks and Demo Derby are smashing them up, and Shade Tree Mechanic is fixing them up. We're TNN. Drop by and stay a while. You're always welcome in America's country home.
I'm not hiding anything.
If someone buys the DBS system from you, isn't it true that they still have to purchase programming?
Isn't it also true DBS customers are responsible for their own service and installation?
I have no control over that.
But with cable TV, you've already got all the top-rated channels. There's no equipment to buy, and service and installation are guaranteed.
I don't think that's relevant.
Isn't it a fact, sir, that DBS can actually cost much more than cable TV?
I don't recall.
With Cox Cable, there's never equipment to buy, and service is guaranteed. Cox Communications, expect the best.
I haven't done anything wrong.
You've known for years that Standard Engine Company in Portsmouth is Hampton Road's leading engine replacement specialist. Now Standard Engine Company is also offering engine repair service. Nobody knows more about engines than Standard Engine. If you need help with engine problems, whether it's a minor repair or a complete engine replacement, call Standard Engine Company in Portsmouth today. 397-3559.
TNN Outdoors.
Very pretty fish. Something else. You got him again. Oh, there he is. That's the one that just got off. He tried to get it. Boy, that's a nice one.
I reeled that worm up on top of the bush, and he come and got it off of the top.
No. I hitched my boat onto the back of my truck. I called a friend and said, let's go try our luck. He said, I'm sorry, buddy, I can't go. I'm watching the Orlando Wilson fishing show. I called a gal who was an angler and said, if I don't go fishing, I'll go out of my head. She said, I'm sorry, honey, I can't go. I'm watching the Orlando Wilson fishing show.
Fishing with Orlando Wilson is brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Pennzoil Marine protects your engine and your warranty. Ranger Boats, we still build them one at a time so you can fish hard, run strong, and rest easy. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. Bill Lewis Lures, makers of the famous rattle trap. And by Spiderwire, the maximum fishing edge. Now, fishing with Orlando Wilson.
You know, over the years, I've had the opportunity to fish not only some of the best fishing waters in the world, but I've been to some of the most scenic places that you could ever imagine. And on today's show, I'm going to one of the most beautiful places I believe I've ever seen. We're going to be fishing Lake Powell, that's actually formed by damming the Grand Canyon. So you can imagine what the scenery is going to be like. Lake Powell is located in northern Arizona and southern Utah. My old fishing buddy Fred Ward's going to be joining me today, and Fred lives in Phoenix, so he's spent a lot of his time fishing on Lake Powell. And not only is the scenery beautiful, but the fishing is just as good as the scenery is pretty. On today's show, Fred and I are going to be flipping largemouth bass out of bushes in one of the three major rivers that feed into Lake Powell. So stick around. I think you're going to like what we're doing.
We probably could peg our...
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Right off. Well, that took a long time, didn't it?
I'll get him for you.
When I got to the big bush, I made a flip in there and just caught one. That was automatic.
There you go, Orlando.
Okie dokie. Well, thank you, Mr. Ward.
Yes, sir.
Where are the zipper worms?
Oh, zipper
I tell you what, everybody I see out here says, have you got any zipper worms? Have you got any zipper worms? I was lucky to find these. And I ain't got but a few, Fred, so if you need any, you could be out of business. You notice I got them in my pocket instead of in the floor of the boat?
Well, I was going to look for you some more, but I guess you've got them. You've got the last of the Mohegans. But you know the funny thing about that zipper worm is that I think that zipper worm's won about $750,000 in the last few months.
Well, I hadn't even seen them on the East Coast.
Well, it's a new deal. It's just a new deal.
Well, I'm going to be taking some back with me, I can tell you that.
You know, I think it falls like a little slower, and on the way down, it's more like a jig than a worm. And I think it makes a lot of noise. All those knobs on the side of it, I think it has something to do with it.
Yeah, it probably does. It's got a lot of bulk, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and just the feel. I guess the feel has a lot to do with it. It's really soft plastic, but those ribs on the side, or those zipper things down the side, really give it a different feel.
Hey, when are you gonna buy a new truck and sell me this one? You know you deserve a new truck, man. Oh, come on, man. You know, I've been asking you for years how much you want for it. You know, ballpark, what do you think? I mean, you gonna keep it forever? Come on. Great.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
I think I might know someone who can take it off your hands for you.
Really? No matter what make or horsepower outboard you own, it's important to use a premium two-cycle oil in order to protect your engine warranty.
Pennzoil Marine Premium Plus 2-cycle oil is specially formulated not only to meet, but also exceed your engine manufacturer's requirements. So ask your favorite retailer for Pennzoil Premium Plus 2-cycle oil and protect that valuable outboard warranty. Folks, you've seen me use rattle trap for years on my show. I catch more fish on the rattle trap than any other bait I use. Now, Bill Lewis has come out with a new 1-ounce trap called the Magnum Force, and I'm here to tell you, you're going to love it. You know, they say big baits catch big fish, and this new 1-ounce is the perfect size for working deeper structure that sometimes holds the bigger fish. So go ahead and make your day. Pick up the new Magnum Force rattle trap from your favorite tackle center.
No multi-million-dollar contracts. No victory laps. Not even a winner's circle. But if you think these weekend warriors who run the Score Desert Championship Series take anything for granted, think again. Which is exactly why they run with the Duralast battery from AutoZone. A battery so tough, so dependable, we back it with a 2-year free replacement guarantee. The next time you hit the road, don't settle for anything less.
Great destinations, expert advice, and helpful hunting tips. It's all right here on TNN Outdoors.
Southern Outdoors with Wade Bourne, Saturday at 9:30 Eastern on the home of the experts.
There's one.
Spinnerbait?
Yeah. I think this must be a striper. It's too big to be anything else. That's what it is, another striper.
How be doing?
No, it's a big bass.
Oh, that's a good one,
It's a big bass.
Yeah.
Look at here. It's a nice bass. That's a nice fish.
I would help you, but I'm currently busy.
Yes, sir.
That's a good 5-pound fish. Well, it may be a little bigger than that.
I'm just one day late on that fish. If I'd have caught that fish yesterday, I'd have won $30,000. That's all I lost by right there. I believe he's closer to 6.
Yeah, he's a good, solid.
Lake Powell bass, folks. They're a beauty.
These fish may be in the top of the bushes early. May need to go to a spinnerbait to catch them.
Lake Powell, jade green and confined in convoluted red sandstone canyons, offers stripers, smallmouth and largemouth bass, crappie, walleye and northern pike, brown and rainbow trout, bluegill and channel catfish. There's no better place to introduce your young ones to the thrill of landing that first fish than at Lake Powell. By powerboat, houseboat, or tour boat, you can visit destinations along Lake Powell that are breathtaking. You can drink in the skies that seem to almost always be of the purest blue, or simply gaze at the unforgettable scenery, which most people find is the most rewarding thing they've ever done.
Did you see him? He was out here and he just charged back into that bush.
You know what? We've been kind of flipping in the bottom, but I think they're about halfway down. That's what this little fellow was.
Well, you know, coming up and hitting the spinnerbait, these fish may be suspended in the bush.
Look, he's like one of them Mexico bass, just a chunk, like a little football.
You know, that first fish I caught when we came in was, you know, he hit it going down. These fish may be laying in top of the bushes.
They might be. Now, I get in my private stash of zippies.
Oh, you got some, huh?
Yep. There's one right here.
Well, when you run out, don't be asking me, then.
Well, I think they're going to start allotting them out here. There ain't enough of them.
You'll sell them by draw?
Look at these little knobs on the side of this zipper worm. You can almost hear that when you pull them back and they pop back, you can almost hear it. They're like little thumper knobs.
So I guess when it comes through brush, each time it comes through a brush, it'll just thump, 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 thump. It must be one of the things that's so appealing about this lure to those fish. Get him out of there.
I got him on that spider wire, so I got a chance.
Boy, that's a nice one.
I reeled that worm up on top of the bush, and he come and got it off of the top. Ooh, not bad. Pretty.
3 pounds?
Yeah, oh, Lord, I think he's 4. Fat. Good one.
Good going, Orlando.
I'll take him.
You'll take him.
Get another zipper worm out of my personal bag of worms here.
You may not be allocated anymore. I'd protect them with my life.
Oh, I am. That's the reason I got them in my pocket, because I know you'll have them and use them out of my bag. And I know you'll never give me any of yours. I mean, I know that up front.
Get him, Orlando. Get him. He likes to jump up that tree. Hey. Attaboy, pal.
Ooh.
Hear that limb scraping on the bottom?
Yeah. Sound like one of those old river buoys, you know, when the wind's blowing.
Yeah.
Well, got him right in the hard part of the mouth. There we are. Alrighty.
Keep that zipper worm now. Don't let him have it.
Yeah, I'll hold on to that a while. Thing's kind of broken a little bit here. Maybe I can re-thread it where it'll work, Freddie.
Your allocation is about out. Now, how many are you down to now?
I ain't gonna tell you. But I got more than you got.
I'm down to 2. Oh, there he is. That's the one that just got off. He tried to get it. Come on, fella.
Man, he's beating the water to a froth.
Well, he is. He ain't that big. He's one of them that thinks he's big.
You caught him while I was rigging up. That ain't fair. We can't count that one, Fred.
Well,
because we were in truce.
Another beautiful Lake Powell bass. I'll see you next time, buddy. He boogered up my zippy worm.
Well, don't be looking at me. I don't have any left.
Well, I'm pinching
all I have my own personal use, Fred.
I'm pinching off a little bit of this one. I'm going to use it some more.
This is TNN Outdoors.
Attention ATV shoppers, it's Kawasaki ATV spring breakout time. Over.
Buy a select new Kawasaki ATV and get a pair of Motorola two-way radios free. Over.
Roger. That includes the rugged Bayou 300 up to the award-winning Prairie 4x4 automatic.
Choose the Motorola's with up to 2 miles of range or ask about special financing. Over.
Stop walking and start talking today at your Kawasaki dealer. Hurry, spring breakout ends soon. Over.
Roger.
Don't call me Roger. Roger. Stop that.
Roger.
So many fish, so little time. That's why Kmart and the Bass Anglers Sportsman Society have joined in an exclusive partnership to give you the know-how and the gear that can be the difference between fishing and catching fish. B.a.s.s. and Kmart. We're talking serious fishing here.
These days, we could all use more endurance. Say about 24 hours worth. I know I could. And now I've got it. Because now the Odor Fighter's new high-endurance deodorant lasts even longer. New high-endurance lasts a full 24 hours. No one else is this strong, this long. Plus, it's got this new Pure Sports scent. So now you can smell better, longer. Guaranteed. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT and Old Spice will buy you a stick of yours. Hey, no matter what you're into, now you've got all the endurance you need. A full 24 hours. Guaranteed.
When you're not sure if it's a black wire or the yellow one, ask the folks in the red vest. They'll shed some light on the problem and make sure you don't get your wires crossed. That's why Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
You love TNN for our great live NASCAR, but we have so much more to give you. We're holding on for 8 seconds on Championship Rodeo and catching keepers on Fishing with Orlando Wilson. The sprint cars are spinning out, and Roland Martin is reeling them in. Monster trucks and Demo Derby are smashing them up, and Shade Tree Mechanic is fixing them up. We're TNN. Drop by and stay a while. You're always welcome in America's country home.
And I could waltz across Texas with you. From heartbreak tunes to dance music, you'll find it at a Lone Star Roadhouse. Yesterday and today, Texas Western Swing and Honky Tonk. Tuesday on TNN.
You got him again. Got a boy, Orlando?
Yeah?
I lose one, you catch one on consecutive casts.
Well, it's just the difference in monofilament and fighter wire. You know I'm just rubbing it in now. I don't really mean that.
You're just beating up on me. That's what you're doing. Yeah, see, trying to save that zipper worm. Look at him, folks. Look at him. He's only got a dozen of them. He's going to save this one at all costs if he falls out of the boat.
I do not have but a few of these zipper worms. Fred just had a few zipper worms last night and told me he couldn't give me any. So I found a guy that had a few extra, and he shared them with me, and I want to thank him for that. And the guy that did it knows who he is, so I appreciate it very much, and I owe you something. So now I've got my own personal zipper worms, and you aren't getting any, Freddie.
Well, I guess when a fella gets whipped, he just whipped, that's all. Boy, you're catching them. There's another zipper worm laying there. You better get it.
Well, that's the one I just lost.
Let me move over.
That may be one of your zipper worms.
Well, it might be. That fish must have
But that's
did it
too
up.
bad.
Well,
I got it.
He took my zipper worm, folks. He absolutely confiscated it.
No, I think that's mine, Fred.
No, there's another out here. I'm going to get a hold of this one.
This week's trailering tip is brought to you by AutoZone.
Anybody that spends a lot of time towing trailers can tell you the importance of having the largest diameter tire of the proper capacity, of course, that's possible for your trailer. This will translate into reduced tire and bearing wear by turning fewer times for a given speed. How many times have you seen a trailer or a camper going down the road with a little small diameter tire? If the vehicle's going 70 miles an hour, that tire may be going 150 or 60 miles an hour, and obviously that can be a dangerous situation. It's also important to carry a spare tire and a jack big enough to lift your trailer, especially on those out-of-town trips.
No, just a little old mean one. Just a mean one. And I kept my zipper worm, too.
Oh. I hate that.
He didn't get my zipper worm. I got him. It's a big one, too. Oh, it's not a big one.
Really?
No, it's not. He just thought he was big. He's wrestling around over here.
That's where you caught that big one a while ago, too.
Mm-hmm. Very pretty fish. He skinned himself up on the bushes trying to get away. Now, we'll see how many's left. I got 3 left, Orlando. We're going to have to go home as soon as I'm out.
No, yeah. Well, you can count on that. You have to watch me fish when you run out.
I guess
that's going to be fun.
I guess I'll have to. I'll have to just watch. You won't give me any of the good baits.
Lake Powell, located on the Utah and Arizona borders, is named after Major John Wesley Powell, a one-armed Civil War veteran who led the first Colorado River expedition through the Grand Canyon in 1869. Of the original group of 10 men and 4 boats that were commissioned to chart the unexplored river, only 6 men and 2 boats survived the trip into the area. Lake Powell was completed in 1963 with the construction of Glen Canyon Dam, winding its way along much of Major Powell's original route. Below Glen Canyon Dam, you can also spend a day on the Colorado River. This meandering ribbon of water will carry you through canyons whose towering red rock walls hold the secrets of thousands of years of history. There's no better way to explore Lake Powell than at the helm of your own houseboat. It's no wonder Houseboat Magazine voted Lake Powell the nation's favorite houseboating destination. No special skills are needed to operate a houseboat. A qualified instructor will show you everything you need to know. If for no other reason, rent a houseboat so you can spend a few nights on Lake Powell and experience a magnificent twilight and star-filled night.
Only by going alone in silence can one get into the heart of the wilderness. All other travel is mere dust and hotels and baggage and chatter. It's the ultimate weapon. It's stronger than your worst nightmare. Introducing Super Mono, the meanest monofilament ever made. It's like a conventional mono on steroids. Super tough, super easy to use. New Super Mono from Spiderwire. Fishermen, it's time to kick some bass.
The all-new Mississippi Travel Planner makes planning a vacation so easy you shouldn't go anywhere till you get one. Call 1-800-WARMEST for your free copy.
If you're going for trophy fish, Kmart's the first place to stop. Kmart's got your reel, highly tuned bait cast and spinning reels. Kmart's got your rod, the length and the action you're looking for. Famous name brands at Kmart low prices all the time. And now Kmart is the Bass Angler Sportsman Society headquarters for all your fishing needs. Kmart. We're talking serious fishing here. Kmart.